Hey friends, Cowboy Jobu here at the Jobu Report. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit miffed by the talking heads on all the sports shows. You know, when they talk about Carson Wentz and Jared Goff, two guys that kind of bombed their first preseason game and both got injured, you know, it's kind of like, oh, they'll be fine. It's just their first preseason game, blah, blah, blah. Yet, Dak Prescott had a near perfect game. He was 10 for 12 and two passes were dropped that should have been caught. Yet they say, oh, it was only preseason. You know, he was the number 4 pick. There's a reason why he was picked. Blah, 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 blah. Is it a double standard because he's a Dallas Cowboy? Let's go to the tape.
Havoc. I didn't see that. I saw a Dak Prescott that completed 10 of 12 passes for 139 yards. Several of those passes were dip and dunks as far as I'm concerned. He had a couple, 2 to 3 good throws. He's got nice size, nice presence in the pocket. He can throw the football, nice poise. I like it. It also helped that he had Dez Bryant out there. Let's not forget that Dez Bryant is a stud. Let's not forget that Dez Bryant is one of the elite receivers in the game. Let's not forget that Dez Bryant had a foot injury last year, and because of that, just as much as Tony Romo was what crippled and decimated the Dallas Cowboys season, that Dez Bryant was out on the field the other night, okay, against subpar individuals. I don't give a damn whether it was a starting unit, the second unit. It's the St. Louis Rams, not a Los Angeles Rams, okay? So we understand their front seven is big time. We understand what their defense can be, but until it is actually proven that it reaches fruition, we're not going to throw a parade for them either.
Cowboys be confident in Dak Prescott as their backup?
If that's the question, then the answer is not based on an exhibition game.
That's right.
Here are these great statistics: 10 of 12 for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, and a quarterback rating of 154.5, which is almost off the charts. But it's against a third-string defense, most of whom may not even be in the league. So, you know, you have to say to yourself, you watch this and you say, this makes me happy. Does it make me wildly confident? No. Remember Babe Laufenberg with the Redskins? He was great in exhibition games, and he never got in a regular season game.
Got him a broadcast career, and he's quite good at it.
Dallas, he's very good at it. Yes, he is.
But it doesn't mean jack, right? You see Cowboy fans here, even in Washington, yeah, what do you think about the Cowboys now? And the answer is nothing, nothing. Because this means he looked like he was in control. But he did this in college. In college, he had part of the time he looked great.
Mississippi State,
came back,
right?
he didn't
Low level, meaning the Los Angeles Rams didn't know anything about Dak Prescott.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more to Max's point about, listen, he made good throws. Look, we saw, other young quarterbacks get out there and not make good throws. I mean, I think in terms of what you can evaluate, what you can evaluate is, hey, here's a guy that came out there, made good throws, and there was a lot of pressure associated with that. I don't care what level you played at in college. When you go in there and you're addressing a huddle with that group of offensive linemen, with the receivers that they have there, with the guys that are playing, and you handle it the way that Dak Prescott handled it, you should be very, very encouraged.
The other thing is, if you talk about the O-line, and I think
an example, 4th rounder. I understand back in the day when Tom Brady was playing, he came out 6th round, blah, 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 blah. My point is that the advent of social media, with the technology that has elevated exponentially compared to what it once was, with all the tools available to coaches and beyond, I'm thinking, if Dak Prescott was this, if he was whatever, why did he fall to the 4th round?
Why did Russell Wilson fall?
Those are the kind of questions I'm asking. I'm not saying it to denigrate him in any way.
Here's what they said about Jared Goff and Carson Wentz after their bomb performance.
High expectations on Goff. The Rams are dying for a franchise quarterback. But blitz and Goff hit as he throws, and it's an interception. And they got after the rookie there. Goff is sacked, ripped down. When you see your quarterback getting smashed, maybe they want to save it for next week. It's been a rough debut.
Thanks, Reese. It all started so promising. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, they were the first and second picks in the draft, both joining teams who traded up to get them. Goff taking a hit while throwing against Dallas, and his pass landing in a linebacker's hands. He was pulled with shoulder stiffness, but should practice this week. Take a look at the shot Wentz took. This pass, incomplete, but that's where his luck ended. His hairline rib fracture from the play will cost him a month. A real welcome to the NFL weekend for the top of the class. And I'm now joined by our ESPN NFL insider, Adam Schefter. Number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff, taking a huge hit. The Rams holding him out of the second half because of that sore left shoulder. So what's the latest at this point?
No structural damage. They believe he's okay. In fact, he's expected to be out there this week in their second preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs. But with the beating that he was taking in that game, with the Rams missing an offensive lineman, they figured they were better off not having him out there once he did lose that left shoulder, that non-throwing shoulder. Anybody who saw the amount of punishment he absorbed in the limited amount of time, they recognize there's no sense in having him back out there. But it was not serious. They're not concerned. He will be back out there for the second preseason game, and they can resume their evaluation of the number 1 overall pick.
And their evaluation so far is where?
I think that they're pleased with what they've seen. In fact, they're waiting for him to step up and show that he's capable of starting. He's going to start at some point this season. The question is, how soon? And the quicker and more effective he is in the preseason, the quicker that'll happen.
Okay. Number 2 pick, Carson Wentz, suffering that hairline fracture in his ribs. What does this mean for his chances to move up on the depth chart there?
Look, this was always going to be a redshirt season for Carson Wentz. In the Eagles' perfect world, Sam Bradford and Chase Daniel play the whole year, and Carson Wentz never gets out there to begin with. So with this injury, with the fractured ribs, the hairline fracture in the ribs, chances are he's done for the preseason, and the chances are he's done for the season, because they don't want him out there in the regular season. They want to grow him, groom him, take care of him, and make sure that when they call on him next year or the year after, he's fully ready at that point in time. One quarterback this weekend actually told me he's better off not having to take snaps behind a second or third string offensive line. He doesn't need to take that pounding. He can learn just as much by not playing, and he'll be okay.
It helps him with the whole patience thing. I mean, let's be honest, right? He doesn't have to sit there and just press. In my humble opinion.
Well, again, some think it'll turn out to be a beneficial thing for him to miss this time.
Okay.
Could it be because Dak Prescott is a Dallas Cowboy and drafted in the 4th round that the media is a little biased? Well, I'll let you decide, and time will tell on that one. Thanks for watching, friends, and be sure to click over here on the subscribe button for more of the Joe Boo Report. I'm Cowboy Joe Boo, and have a great evening.